Hello and welcome to Flooring Models Kit Review Time. Today we've got Revell's latest release. It's the 72nd scale Razor Crest from The Mandalorian, which is part of Star Wars, which is the ongoing thing. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great series. Looking forward to the new one, and Boba Fett as well coming out, which should be next week as the time of doing this recording. Been waiting for this kit for absolutely ages. First got information about this some time ago, to be honest, and then hopefully I was trying to get one in for the beginning of December so I could do it as my December build. With COVID-19, Omicron, whatever it is these days, the world has gone to pot, and I really thought we were going to see this probably in the first quarter next year. So it is nice that it has made it out just in time for Christmas. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too late for me to get it done as my usual December build. But anyway, enough of me. Here it is, actually. I have to say, I think it's one of the coolest looking ships that's come out of the Star Wars universe in a long time. It's that thing, it's a carrier, it's like a troop carrier type thing. It's a cargo ship. It's also got a fighter. It's got some, the guns on the front, the various things. I think the actual, the concept art that went through with this one, it just developed into something really nice. And having it in this metal finish is absolutely great as well. So anyway, quick run around on the box. We can see some of the details. As you can see, nice touches with this kit. One, it's in 72nd scale. I'll just say that again, 72nd scale. All the other ones that are out of this are in the smaller 144, i.e. Bandai, which I was a little bit disappointed because it makes it a bit small. This thing's actually a large lump. So because it's a bit bigger, it's got some really nice touches, like detailed landing gear. It does have a full cargo bay as well, and it has a fully detailed cockpit. So again, nice touches with this one. So there we go, that's down in here. Kit number for this one is at 06781. See a little bit more down in there, and a few details on the back, and again you can see that gorgeous cockpit all done in there right the way through. So I haven't got a knife today for some reason, so I'm going to have to resort to the old scissor trick. There we go, and usual open-ended box, and then you will slide out its contents. There you go, that gives you an idea of the scale of this thing. As I said, it's not small. And that's the nice thing. Alright, so again, huge section down in there. So this is the lower fuselage, which would be that way around. Again, first thing that off the bat, and as you say, this is the first time I've actually held the plastic. I've seen lots of, shots and things like that. But the first thing it grabs you is the crispness and the sharpness of all this panel detail. Really nice. Sometimes that's face it, and I don't think I'm being too harsh on them, but Revell stuff can be a bit soft. But this is actually very, very hard. So yeah, the other thing as well, it's in that harder plastic. Sometimes we get the softer moulded plastic. This is in the hard stuff as well. So again, looking very nice. Then we got a couple of bags, so it gives you an idea of the size of those engines. Again, really nice indeed. We've got a stand for it, as we know. Some of the details internally look nice. We've got the clear parts down in there as well. Then we got the next one with internal details. I think that's just bits running down in there, and we can see the top, so that's very nice indeed. So as always, we will start with the old instructions. Okay, so usual blurb. Okay, colour call-outs, make up your mixes and all the rest of it. I think this one really would be done well in chrome. Molotov chrome's what I'm planning on. Okay, so there we go, right the way in. So as we can see, straight into this one, it's got sort of colour coordinated which actually is a quite nice touch. If this is the new way of doing it, I'm quite happy. So what they've actually done is, you've got the black sidewalls and the interiors as well as the colour callouts. So you can see it at a glimpse as well as. So actually that's quite nice to see that one. So really we're making up the cockpit area, and we've got two double bulkheads down in there. We've got the seats being fitted into this one. We've got obviously Mandalorian being fitted down in there, or is it Boba Fett? Can't tell. Boba Fett's colours. Okay, so, and then obviously all the detail painting on the interior. So we've got the actual flight panel down in here, we've got the doors, we've got the rear sections of this one, and then down in the back here, we've got all the detail painting guides and everything for making up the cargo bay. And then obviously we've got the ladders going top and forth. We've got a working tailgate as well, which is nice. We've got a loading ramp as well on the side, which is very nice as well. And then it's going to be a straightforward job of dropping the entire of that bulkhead area down into it. Laser cannons being fitted on the front as well, so it looks like they are going to be somewhat posable as well. Careful gluing on that one so you don't glue them in, all right? And then same on the other side, and then literally you're going to be sandwiching them both together, top and bottoms together. Engine system being fitted in there, again, looks very nice. nice. We got the actual landing panels as well being fitted down into this one. Engines being fitted onto it, panels going on the other side, engine on the other side. Clear parts are all fitted from the outside. Love that, really nice. That'll make painting an absolute doddle. Some holes to open up down in there as well, so we're doing that. And then depending if you're doing it in flight or you're doing it obviously geared down, and then obviously we've got a stand if you wanted to do it in flight as well, which is a nice touch. To be honest, I quite like the Mandalorian's gear. It's got good gear, so I probably would do it geared down, to be honest. So you could do it sort of in flight as if it's about to land. I think that'd be a nice touch. So again, if you're doing gear down, there's all your options running right the way through. And obviously we've got the cargo ramps open or closed. Again, you can put them in there, no problem at all. Painting wise, again, it's, yeah, look at your references. Personally, I'm going to do the old Molotov chrome, and then I'm going to weather the hell out of that. So that's how I'm thinking about doing that one. Anyway, there we go. So that's all the gears down and in, showing it in the positions right the way through. First impressions, really nice. I love the way that the colour coordinated instructions now go along with the colour coordinated guide. And again, it's sci-fi. You can do whatever you want. You could not have to make it as the Razor Crest. You could make it as another ship in the Star Wars universe as well, which is a really nice touch. So here we have that lower fuselage section. As you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic. And then moving on to the close-up, you can actually see how nice the panelling all is. There's a slight texture to it, but I don't think that's going to affect anything. But again, really very nice. And the level of detail actually is very, very nice indeed. So we've got obviously these down in here. That's very nice. All this sort of wiring and plumbing and the various bits in this one. And you can see it's actually good, sharp details. And let's face it, sometimes with Revell kits, they can be a little bit sort of softly molded. But the details around this front as well, you can see, really is quite exquisite. I'm not saying I'm blown away by it, but I'm really surprised by it. I wasn't expecting it to be this crisp and this sharp. Internals, obviously we've got a big old bay going to go down in there and fit all that, but right off the bat I am quite taken aback by the level of detail. It's very nice indeed. So then if we run in at the tops, okay, so if we do the roof, so down in here, as you can see, we've got the top section. Looks very, very nice, no problem at all on that. And then again, if we start up here, the blasters for the actual gun system, those internal panels all look very nice. Very, very good indeed. And then obviously we've got the top of the sort of the main body. And again, the level of detail just keeps giving. It's actually very, very nice indeed. And again, nice, good, strong location points like these down in here for the actual engines going in the top. We've got the doors and some of the bulkheads and the side panelling. And generally, I think that's actually really, really nice. On the blind side, obviously it's not a lot going on, but again, nice touch as well. We've got really good, strong locating points. So the nice thing about this is when you plug it in and push it together, it should hold all its own and give you really nice, good seals with it. So actually we're happy with all of that. We've got none down in here. We've got no ejector pins on the insides or anything else like that. The ejector pins, although they're all prominent, they're very, very fine. You see these down in here? They're not sitting proud. Very nice indeed. Okay, so some more of the details down in here. This is the rear cabin, working our way down in there. So again, if we look at the cabin walls, you can see nice level of detail right the way down in with those as well. We've got the little areas at the top here for the actual gear for the undercarriage system, which is nice. And then obviously we've got the roof lining down in here. And then over here we've got the floor. So again, really good details. And again, this is all recessed, so it will take washes and various things very, very nicely indeed. Blind side, obviously we've got the cockpit area at the front up here for this one. Got the ladder. Yeah, really, really good. Very nice indeed. Okay, so just down in here, as soon as we've got it, we have the stand and we've got the various parts for the gear. And again, it's all really nice, good, strong gear. So as you can see here, this is spruce C. That's your gear feet. Obviously got the stand here, but the gear looks all pretty good. Really nice and sharp. And the stand looks good. And again, bottoms of the feet. Got some ejector pins on the bottoms of the feet. That's annoying. Why'd you do that? But you could literally just leave them because let's face it, you could be part of the bottom of the feet. That one there in the middle is clearly. But again, very, very nice. Actually, I don't know if you'll see that. Don't know. Don't know even if you'd see that, come to think of it. Very nice indeed. So again, right, engines. Okay, so obviously a big thing with the Mandalorian is the Razor Crest, I should say, is the engines. Wow, these don't disappoint, do they? Look at that, these things are huge. Okay, so nice couple of touches up here, starting other things. The actual flight deck detail looks really, really good, nice and sharp. The seats, yeah, not a lot really going on with them and all the rest of it, so that's pretty good. There's your figure. There's a little bit of flash on this sprue, if we're honest. But there is your figure. He's a bit flashy. But I think yeah, that's all right, isn't it? Bulkheads all look good, but really the stars is these engines. Look at the detail. Really nice. I actually thought when I was, doing a little bit of research on this for building mine, that I was going to maybe super detail it up a bit, add a little bit more, things like that. But I can honestly say it's all here, or certainly looks it at first glance. It looks pretty good. No problem with that at all. And again, it's that hard plastic, which actually I prefer. Okay, so next up, we've obviously got the more of the internals of it. So down in here on sprue D, you can see we've got the actual panels for the actual tops of the wings and things like that. And then obviously we've got the center panels. We've got, I think this is the rear doors, the various things. And then obviously we've got the actual engines themselves. So we've got the actual nozzles. Looks all really nice, and it's a little bit of flash here and there, but nothing really you would write home about. And the other thing I haven't noticed is any sink marks. Well, certainly not on this one. I can't see any sink marks. Normally, as I say, that softer plastic does have the habit of doing the sink marks. So last up, the clear parts, which again, really happy that it's one of these systems where there we go. Where it goes in from the outside, because that just makes that painting so much easier. And again, Revell, let's face it, usually their clear parts are good, and I don't think they're going to disappoint. They will look absolutely fantastic. Very nice indeed. No problems with those. So that's good. And then last up, we've got the decals. So here is your decals. So again, nice because it's sort of worn and scratched in and all the details with this one. So yeah, very nice indeed. And again, some of those internal details up here, some of the parts as well, all look to be pretty darn nice. Good matte finish onto those ones. No problem at all. But again, with this particular kit, obviously because of the weathering of it, you could go to town, you could paint them in yourself and then gouge them back, or you could have it like new, you could do it in different colours. One of the things I love about Star Wars and the Star Wars universe and things like that is your ability to make it yours. So if you wanted to, again, you don't have to do it as the Razor Crest, you could do it as a ship with different colours, different markings, you could put camo onto it, you could just leave it, whatever you wanted to do it, grey, anything else. So if you're not a fan of doing, metals and metallizers and stuff like that, and you worry about it, honestly, I wouldn't. I'd just do it as something else, and you could call it anything else. Obviously, if you do it as a Mandalorian, you're probably going to do it like this is. But there again, if you've seen the series, and I don't want to give any spoilers in case you haven't, but it does go through different versions of itself. There's not, at one point it's very beaten up, and then the next thing is it's quite clean and various so forth and so on until the end. But yes, very nice. I am not disappointed. I've been waiting for this kit now since it first got mentioned, and then it was going to be 72nd, and I thought that would be a perfect scale for it. And it's not going to disappoint, let's face it. It's going to go along really nicely with my other 72nd stuff. From there, obviously you might remember last year we did the Bandai Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon. This is the same scale, so it will look absolutely fantastic right alongside those when they're on display. I think personally it's an absolute must on this particular kit. It's one of those ones that it's just got everything you'd need straight out of the box, but if you did want to add a little bit more LED lighting, things like that, it's got the perfect layout for it as well for adding all those details. Anyway, that is the Mandalorian Razor Crest in 1/72 by Revell.